Okay. So good morning, everyone. I'm Daryl. I'll be the one that is mainly conducting the course and running the course together with my team, Cheng Rong, Xing Hui, and Tony. Um, so this morning, I'll give a very quick introduction on what this NCO course has for you. I'll give a quick introduction on what we're going to run through for the rest of the day. And yeah, then we'll kickstart the lectures, which will be spent across this morning and next Saturday morning. After that, there will be a short assessment period where we will send you some coursework and theory paper to fill in. And that will be all for the bridging. So before I begin, I just want to thank everyone for making it this early. Thank you for being punctual. For those of you who are here now, I understand that some of our friends have some technical difficulties and stuff like this. So whoever is facing technical difficulties, please contact them and ask them to either contact me through you or just drop me an email. My email can be found in the admin instructions, and yeah, we will follow up from there. So anytime during the lecture, if you feel that, or rather anytime throughout my brief, if you feel that I'm too fast, too slow, if you realize that you can't hear me, just drop me a text or use one of the buttons that you can find when you click the participants button at the bottom of your screen. So once you click the participant button, you should see a panel coming on the right. And then there's the yes, no, go slower, go faster. You can use the go slower or go faster to prompt me, and I will adjust my speed accordingly. Okay. Yeah, and at any point in time, if you have any questions, I'll appreciate that you leave it towards the end where I will cater time for that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to go through this morning. Basically, I have two main parts to share. One is an overview of what NCO course is and how does it fit into the overall picture in terms of your development as a cadet and as an NCO in St. John throughout your 4 or 5 years here. And the second part of my sharing will be about what will happen throughout this course, what are the administrative instructions that you need to know, what kind of expectations we have for you over these 2 to 3 weeks that we are conducting the course. And finally, we'll do a short introduction of ourselves and perhaps do some ice breaking amongst ourselves with the 50 of you here. So this is basically the leadership roadmap. Over here, if you take a close look, you will see that there are 3 different sections in green, in orange, and in red. These represent goals that you are expected to achieve as you develop from secondary 1 all the way to secondary 4 and 5. And the 3 components basically represent self-leadership, team leadership, and thought leadership. So what exactly is self-leadership, team leadership, and thought leadership? These are just basically categories for leadership and character development, soft skills that we hope that you can acquire. And at your level now, most of you are Sec 2s with a few Sec 3s joining us. What is expected of you is to basically fulfill up to this level, where as a Sec 2 you should be able to conduct self-directed learning, you should be taking initiative, you should be making sound judgments. At the same time, you should be positively influencing your peers, being able to communicate and collaborate effectively, and so on and so forth. So essentially, at the end of your journey with us in St. John, and at the end of a journey in your core in St. John, you should be able to achieve, if not all, but most of these traits that have been highlighted over here in this roadmap. All right. And so now the next question is, where does NCO course fit in the picture? So NCO course, as you can see over here, is now restructured as part of the brigade transformation to be a checkpoint kind of event that happens at the end of Sec 1, at the end of Sec 2, to prepare you for your NCO-ship halfway through your Sec 3 years. And NCO course not only helps us with ensuring that, that there's a checkpoint for you to review whether you have all these soft skills, but it also acts as a very good platform for us for us to share and teach skills that we think are important for you to have, to be equipped with in order to continue with your NCO journey. There are some people in the waiting room, so go and check it out. Right? So, which brings me to my next point, which is what is the objective of NCO course, right? So as I've said, is to equip you with the relevant knowledge and skill sets so that you can effectively serve your job as an NCO in your core, together with your fellow NCOs, together with your core officers, and together with your teacher in charge. Essentially, over 2 years, you will be learning these 4 modules split up into BNCOC and ANCOC, right? So for those of you joining us now, we are doing the BNCOC bridging. There will be 3 lectures that we'll be covering, and these 3 modules will be assessed in the theory test as well as through a coursework component, right? And some of you here are going to join us for ANCOC bridging later in the afternoon, and the majority of you will be joining us for ANCOC at the end of the year, where you'll be covering the rest of these modules. And with all of this, we believe that ultimately you'll be equipped with what is required of as the St. John NCO to perform your tasks and duties. So ranks and appointments is very straightforward. We're going to introduce to you beyond just ranks, but also what are the structures and systems in place in terms of the district and in terms of headquarters, and how does your core fit into them, and how does this whole entire ecosystem help you and your core develop. And there is a kind of awareness that you need as an NCO, because then you will know who to deal with and who to recommend to your officers and teachers to communicate with in times where you need to do certain things, such as, for example, purchase CPPS badges, for example, registering for CPPS courses, first aid competition, things like this. The second module is presentation package. So essentially, we're going to help you learn how do you effectively give both practical and theory-based classes. So practical-based classes will be shared in a method of instruction lecture, which will be conducted later this morning. And presentation skills, which is something more abstract, I would say, will be delivered in ANCOC. Under leadership and management, in BNCOC, we will expose you to very basic leadership styles. These are not definite, but I think these are good awareness creation for you, so that at this stage and at this level, you'll be able to understand better and identify with some of these commonly identified leadership styles. And we'll take this to a higher level in ANCOC, where we learn more about team building and management, and we learn more about facilitation skills via the use of debriefs. And finally, there'll be a planning module where you learn what are the fundamentals of planning. How do you plan a program? How do you plan a project? For example, if I'm going to ask you to come up with a promotion criteria from scratch, how do we go about doing this? So this is something that I think is quite interesting, and we will go through, and most of you will go through that at the end of the year. Okay, so I'm done with my sharing in terms of the overview and what's in for you. At this point in time, are there any questions? If there are any questions, just feel free to unmute yourself and ask them. If not, you can just ask them in the chat. Okay, I assume there's nothing. Administrative wise, I have this person called Min in the waiting room. Just a small letter MIN, and the picture is like some K-pop star. If that's any of your friends that trying to get in, cannot change the name, don't know how to change the name, can you all please PM either Xing Hui or Cheng Rong in the chat so that they can help he or she get into the room? Okay, I will go on with my admin brief. So basically, simply this course will be conducted over 2 days, today and next Saturday. And then, like I said, on next Saturday, we will release the assessment materials to you. and then you can go and do your whatever you need to do and submit back to us, and then you will pass the course. It's quite easy. Attire, school uniform. I understand that some of you are in your PE t-shirt and stuff like that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, as long as you don't wear anything inappropriate or whatsoever. So as you know, obviously this is over Zoom, and the lectures will be recorded and uploaded, so that if you need to review whatever we mentioned in the lectures, please go ahead. Uh, I'll speak more on the relevance of this when I go through assessments. So I'm sure some of you already know Zoom protocol. Your username is your call plus your name. This is very important because we want to ensure that everyone that we admit into the room is someone that we know and not some random stranger. I'm sure a lot of you have already heard of cases in the beginning of the circuit breaker that there were some security breaches. So we want to avoid that. We appreciate that you're on a webcam. It's so that as I'm talking or as our lecturers are talking, we can look at you and see whether you are giving a blur face or you're understanding what we are saying. This is important because in a real life scenario, when we teach, we are very used to this kind of immediate feedback. Some of you may want to put on virtual backgrounds. We are fine with that. You can put your favorite anime character, your cartoon character, your favorite star. I don't really care what you put. Just don't put anything inappropriate. And we will try to stick to a 45-15 rule as far as possible, and so that you can get ample rest, because you understand that staring at a webcam or having someone look at you is quite tiring. All I request for is that during this break time, go and take a physical break. Don't I tell you break, then the next thing is you take out your phone and play Brawl Stars. That's not a break. That is just tiring your eyes even more. So yeah, make sure you are resting your eyes. A lot of you are, I can see they are wearing specs already. Don't be like me, wearing contacts also, because last time I keep staring at the computer. Mute your microphone so that we don't disrupt the lesson. But of course, you can unmute and speak into it if you're not shy. In fact, throughout the whole course, I will unmute a few of you and ask you to talk. So you'll be forcefully unmute lah. So if you are blasting music, then we will know. And very importantly, identify yourself before you speak, especially so if you are asking a question and things like that. So at least we know who we are addressing, and it makes things more personal in this very impersonal setting. One more thing I want to cover is like technical difficulties. So for example, you are disconnected. Just try to connect back immediately, and yeah, we will admit you back into the room. I think in the waiting room you can PM us as well. So just drop us a PM. Your lecturers, if we don't reply to your PMs immediately, talk to the co-host, which are basically your other instructors, and they will do whatever they can. If you have questions throughout the lectures, you can text your PM the lecturers, and then they will answer them after the like when they have capacity and when they are free lah. Like I think it's quite difficult for everyone to monitor the chat as well as continue to give a lecture and maintain a train of thoughts. Yep. So attendance wise, I expect 100% attendance. So this course is quite big, at least for BNCOC. I mean, at ANCOC, I only have half the size. So in BNCOC, can we just get someone from the core, especially the big course like Hwa Chong and Kranji, where you have about 20 people? It will make things a lot easier for us if someone can help keep track of the attendance. So every time after a lecture, after a brief, we will give a break. Everyone can go off whatsoever. Just eyeball your friends, or have a WhatsApp group or text, and make sure that everyone is back, and then just drop us a PM and everyone is back. Okay, so that we will start the lecture, and only when people are back lah, right? Yeah. 100% for lectures, like I said. So there will be 2 rounds of attendance marking. One round will be whether you are physically in the Zoom room. After that, at the end of every lecture, we will send out a survey, a quiz for you to fill in, to check your understanding as well as to check your attendance. And time will be given for you to go and answer the questions immediately. So yeah, it'll be on the spot kind of attendance marking. If anyone is not feeling well, anyone has emergency reasons that you need to leave or to be absent, please inform us. You can send me an email. My email is written there. It can also be found in the administrative instructions. At the same time, please inform your core officers or your TIC so that they are in the loop. Anything at least your officers can text me or your teachers can text me and at least we will know lah, and we won't be waiting for nothing. So this can be found in the administrative instructions. This is basically the schedule we have for these 2 days. It'll be 2 short days. I believe we will end earlier than whatever is written over here. So this morning after this, we will have a rank and appointment lecture, followed by a method of instructions lecture. Next week, in the morning, we will have a leadership styles lecture. And this leadership styles lecture, you'll be joined by some of our seniors from the BNCOC bridging course, because that's an important prerequisite before we bring them through the team building and facilitation skills lecture. Then they will leave us and we have a Q&A. So during this Q&A is basically for you to clarify anything that you may have thought of over the week. Yeah, and everyone will be here to answer your questions. And finally, we'll just give a very administrative brief of what to expect for your assessment and how do you submit your assessment, things like this. More details will be covered next week. All the lecture materials, all the slides will be on Google Classroom. I'm sure that those of you who have read AI will have already found that. Just key in these 2 codes on Google Classroom and you will have access to all the materials. Most of you are doing BNCOC now, but if you're interested in reviewing the ANCOC materials, I strongly encourage you to do so. One thing I'd like to point out is that these slides are the standardized stack of slides from headquarters. On our end, we have edited the slides a little bit. We have added some content. We have, in a way, improved it. So one important thing is that don't rely completely on the HQ slides, because when we are reviewing the theory test, we will expect that you answer to our standards. So this brings me to my next point, which is that I think it's very important that throughout the lectures you pay attention and note down what we say, especially those things that are missing from the slides. You can do this physically, you can do it digitally, but most importantly is that you should be note taking, because there will be quite a lot of content that will be extra. So a brief overview of the assessments first. Theory test will cover everything. It's open book. It's very simple. You just need to look and find the answers that can be easily found in the slides, found on the internet. My only requirement, which is a very straightforward requirement, is that y'all don't split the question. One person do question 1, second person do question 2, then combine the thing. I think it's very obvious in this way. We will go and, as in, we will know lah. And if you do that, then it's an integrity issue and it's a straight fail lah. Okay, then we will review this. We will let your core officers take over and review this however they want to. Coursework will be for the presentation package and planning. More applicable for your case in BNCOC is the MOI coursework, which will be shared later on during the MOI lecture. And to prepare you for the assessments, we've already catered half an hour to an hour next week for you to clarify any doubts. So that's all I have for admin. Up to now, are there any questions that all of you have? Okay. So I'll just go on to some course expectations. My course expectations are not plucked from nothing. They are basically derived from whatever you see here at a secondary 1 and 2 level. Essentially, I only have 3 main things: ownership and responsibility, respect, and integrity. Ultimately, this is a leadership training course. It's a character development course. Even though over here, our focus is a lot on hard skills because of the nature and the mode of delivery. I think ultimately it's important for you to understand that what we are trying to do here is to ensure that you are ready for NCOship. And I think that these three different values are important for you to embody as you begin to prepare yourself to become an NCO. First is ownership and responsibility. So what exactly do I mean about ownership and responsibility? Basically, I want you to take ownership for your own learning. I want you to be, I want you to ensure that you are doing things right for yourself. Don't just see this as a, or I'm just here to pass the course kind of thing. That's very important. Like I said, a lot of our content will be extra. A lot of things will be for you to absorb. Um, Ultimately, it's up to you to develop yourself, to prepare yourself to be a good NCO that you want to be in the future. And this brings me to my next point, which is responsibility. This is responsibility for yourself to be accountable to yourself as well as your friends and your juniors that you're going to lead in the future. Whatever that we are going to share with you in this course will help you, help your friends, and help your juniors in the future when you are loaded with more responsibility. So yeah, all I want to say is that we are here to help you, but it's also up to you to want to learn. It's also up to you to arrange your mentality to be open to receive. Ultimately, it takes two hands to clap. So that's what I have to say for ownership responsibility. Respect. I have three requirements for respect. I'd like you to respect yourself, respect your friends, and respect us, which are your instructors. Respect yourself in terms of your own conduct and your behavior. Um, I hope that throughout this course, you treat it seriously enough such that one day when others look at you, they don't remember that you are the one that was misbehaving or had a bad attitude on an online course that they shared with you uh, a year ago or something. Respect your friends because um, your friends are here to learn and don't hinder their learning. Make sure that you help them learn. And if you're uninterested, then at the very least, allow them the space and the environment to learn properly. And respect us as your instructors. Um, I'm not asking you to like wear your uniform and salute me and whatever. I'm just trying to say that ultimately, um, we are spending our time and our effort to deliver this course. So the very least that you could do is not be disruptive, right? Finally, integrity. Um, Essentially, integrity is I would even say that it's an important value. I would say that it's a baseline mandatory kind of issue. Um, Integrity in terms of your attendance, integrity in terms of your friends' attendance, integrity in terms of the theory test, integrity in terms of your coursework. Um, Ultimately, don't take the shortcuts that may be available to you. Do things right, and that is something that I hope uh, you will not only take away from this course, but you will continue to embody throughout not just your time in St. John, but your entire life. Right? So three key pointers that I hope that you will remember. And I hope that I don't have to revisit this slide for any reason. Right? Okay, so that's all I have for all these administrative issues. Before we move on to a short introduction of ourselves and some icebreakers, are there any questions? Are there any of our friends who are technically still stuck outside of the Zoom meeting, still trying to get in? Things like this, please let us know. Okay, if not at this point in time, I'll just like to say thank you for those who are here, and thank you for those who are turning on a webcam. Those who are not on your webcam, like I said, it's just for us to share our understanding. We greatly appreciate if you do. And yeah, we will move on to introduction and icebreakers. So I just want to share with you in a very simple manner who we are. Basically, my team and I, we are from the leadership training department in the district. So we oversee leadership training in terms of your development at the NCO course level, your seniors development as they're going for officer training course. And soon enough, we will be looking at your seniors who are grade 6, grade 5s, and how do we continue to develop them as people. So in short, that's what we do, right? So now I'll just let your instructors introduce themselves. There are four of us. One of us, Tony, he's not with us now because he's volunteering officer training course. Yeah, so I'll just hand the time now. Xing Hui, you can introduce yourself. Mute.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Costa Officer Grade 5 Ng Xing Hui. I'm an A-level graduate from Serangoon JC and I'm currently working with the Singapore Army. Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Yi Chen Well. I'm a Costa Officer Grade 6. Currently, I'm waiting for National Service and I just graduated from Ngee Poly. We'll move on to Daryl, sir.
You're like nothing much to say about yourselves. Okay. So I'm Daryl. Okay, so on the left is Tony. Tony is currently doing OTC, so he's unable to join us. He'll be delivering the leadership styles lecture next week. Xing Hui will be doing the ranks and employment lecture later, and Cheng Rong will be doing the MOI lecture later. So as I said, I'm Daryl. I won't be lecturing you this time round. I'll be doing mostly facilitation skills for ANCOC. A bit more of myself. I was from Hwa Chong. I graduated from the core in 2013. Yes, so that was 8 years ago, including this year. I have been doing leadership training for most of my volunteer life ever since I went to OTC and commissioned as a grade 6 in 2014. Right now, I'm doing my university. I'm reading biology. Yeah, and I'm a similar to Xing Hui, I'm working with the armed forces. I'm working with the Air Force, and from time to time, I do St. John work lah. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. Simple introduction. I'll get Tony to introduce himself next week when he joins us. Anyone over here like to unmute themselves and say hello? No? Oh, okay. Sure, never mind. Okay, so now that we introduced ourselves, I think it's very important for us to get to know you. Don't worry, I don't need to unmute yourself yet. So we'll just go through like a few, like quizzes, so like we get an understanding of our demographics and who we are talking to and who we are dealing with. Okay, let's all go to mentimeter.com. You can access this on your phone or you can access this on your computer and enter the code 3858134. And basically just answer this very simple question. Was St. John your first choice? Okay, seems like we have a lot of unwilling people here. Wow. Oh, okay. So it's about almost 50-50. So maybe yeah, I'll share. St. John was my first choice, but it was not the first choice for the correct reasons. When I was Sec 1, I joined St. John because I had a friend. His brother was in St. John, but he was in a different core. So his brother told me that, his brother told us that St. John is pretty slack lah. So like he said that we just go and most of the time they do a bit of first aid, and then the rest of the time they sit in the St. John room and play PSP. Last time, I don't know whether you know PSP. PSP is this handheld device. It's like a Nintendo Switch. Last time no Switch, man. Last time we play PSP. So, okay. Then so me and my friend joined. Me and my friend, my friend and I joined St. John, right? And then so later did we know that different core operate differently. So the first day that we joined, in Sec 1, we were taught what is knock it down. And then the second day in St. John, the immediate next thing that happened to us was knock it down. So we just like started our training at that. So those of you, so the Hwa Chong kids that watched my video yesterday when I shared, when I said that last time culture was built on fear, yeah. So that basically that was what happened to us lah in a very young age, and I also don't know what's going on. So we just follow or whatever they scream and shout, ask us to run, and we just run and everything. So yeah, it was my first choice, not for the correct reasons. Ultimately, I grew to like the CCA. I hated it at first lah. I mean, obviously lah, like your expectation is that you come here play PSP, right? Then after that, I don't know for what stupid reason, I end up find myself in the sun doing foot drill, then like tie bandage, then in between things just like run to the water cooler, take a sip of water, and then come back, then you drink finish water already, ask you to do 20 push-ups, then you myself don't drink, that kind of thing. Yeah, so basically that was what happened to me. Rewind back to Sec 1, when I joined St. John, I don't know. As a Sec 1 lah, but if I look back now, I certainly don't regret my choice. Obviously, if not, I won't be here. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you, for the 26 of you who say no, I hope that you don't really regret your choice. Not that you have a choice anymore at this stage. Yeah, but I hope that St. John will continue to be a interesting place for you, if not exciting place for you. Anyone that picked no last time and actually don't really regret your choice and like to share your own experience? No, don't have. How about Cheng Rong? Was St. John your first choice?
St. John was my first choice. Actually, I joined together with my friend. So he was like saying, "Oh, St. John is so fun. You get to learn first and all." So I was best friends with him lah. Then we joined together, and yeah, I grew to like the CC over time. At first, I didn't really like it. I actually even thought of like quitting and all lah, because it's kind of boring at first. All you learn is like first aid and stuff. But after a while, I grew to like the CCA because of my friends. And the reason why I continue on in St. John's is actually because of my friends as well. So that was actually why I continued St. John's. To keep in touch with my friends, to continue serving St. John's together with my friends, and to grow with each other over time. Yeah. Maybe.
Thanks for sharing. Very politically correct answer. Like you are trying to recruit Sec 1s to the CCA. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I'm not gonna unmute any of you. You all look like a bit unwilling to talk. Never mind. So next question. Your phone should change or your website should change. So in one word, you can submit multiple times. Just share with us what do you enjoy about St. John? You can type in, then it will appear on the screen. So I expect Sharon will be typing friends now. Oh, who like food drill? Oh, amazing. Someone like food drill. Amazing. Life-saving skills with a Z. PT. Who like PT? Amazing. Yeah, water break is good. I also like water break. Water break was my favorite part of training. Too bad I only have it 5 minutes every single like hour. Recce also my favorite part of training. Some of my friends some of my squad mates foot drill will sit outside. First aid will tell me headache. But recce I see them sprint after the ball like wow, faster than using ball there. Oh, dismissal. Okay, good to know. Online training, yeah, sure. I don't like online training. So so most of us, I'll think that a big recurring theme here is like friends lah, squad spirit lah, camaraderie lah, strong bonds are made lah, communication, things like that. Yeah, and I agree very much with you. Some of my closest friends are from St. John. Some of them are my squad mates. Some of them are my teammates in competition team, where we really meet almost every single day for weeks and months to train and go for competition. Generally speaking, I think the most important thing about St. John is really the friendship that you make. First aid, foot drill, all these are important. All these are important skill sets, but they are also just things that we do as we go along. They are important in developing us. They're important to the community as well, especially first aid home nursing. Yeah, but ultimately, I think the one main thing that you will take away at the end of your 4 years, you may not see now, but the one main thing that you take away and the one main thing that you have now are your friends. I hope you are making close friends with your squad mates because like in training you only have your squad mates. Does anyone want to share their response? Ultimately, I'm going to unmute some of you to share your response. So I think it's simpler if you just unmute yourself and share your response, or maybe you can type it in the chat. War games must be from a Hwa Chong kid. I remember when war games was in the field in Sec 1. I played war games on the field, not at the amphitheater. And then basically my DPC fell and knocked his tooth off, and then he became bogey for about a few months before he had a fake implant. Anyone? No one? I choose it, yeah. Okay, Charlotte from Kranji, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Charlotte. Would you like to share what you keyed in just now?
I keep friends.
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you have close friends in Central now?
Yeah.
Are they here?
Yeah.
Yeah, who are they? You want to give them a shout out?
Natalie and Chanel and Jising.
Natalie, Chanel, and Zhixing, is it?
Yeah.
So Natalie, Chanel, and Zhixing, they all keen friends also? You're shy, you want to talk? Yeah, okay. So Charlotte, is there any particular experience that you had with Natalie? Sorry, what's her name? Chanel and Zhixing that led you to become good friends with them?
Because like last year we have like first aid lessons. Then like we sort of sit together and we get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you all like hang out often as friends outside of St. John?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think that's very important. Thanks for sharing. when I was a cadet, I also used to go out with my friends a lot, especially those in St. John. We were after training, we would go for dinner and things like that. Yeah, and I hope now you all still do the same, or some of you still do the same. Maybe we get one more person to share. How about Gabriel from Dunyan? Are you there?
Yes.
Hi Gabriel. Are you lonely now since you're the only one from Dunyan?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I think you'll make some friends here. So Gabriel, can you share with us what do you key in onto the Mentimeter?
I key in communication.
Communication. Why do you key in communication?
Because during ETC in our call, our ma'am let us she keep emphasizing on communication, so we work together more closely and wouldn't have communication breakdown causing everyone to get scolded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you find that communication was something that you have learned from St. John?
Yes. And it's pretty important as well.
Okay, that's good. So if I were to let you key in another word, what will you key in?
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay, something along the same lines, I guess. So what I want to ask, why are you the only one from Dunyan?
Cause during NCOC, I didn't go for the camp cause I was sick.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So that was when y'all were in zone 5 lah.
Yes.
Okay, then maybe like to share with the rest of us. So just now I shared briefly about the NCOC syllabus, right? Does the NCOC syllabus in zone 5, is it similar?
It's the exact thing that you have went through.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So at least you won't be so-called like different from your squad mates. And yeah, I think it's important that after this bridging course, you can go back and share with them what you went through. And ultimately, you'll be going for NCOC at the end of the year together, and everyone will need a common knowledge base. Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, last guy. So I believe that my good juniors from Hwa Chong have already decided that they will bump war games up to the biggest thing on the word cloud. So anyone from Hwa Chong would like to share with the rest of your friends here in the district, what are war games? Hey, come on, don't shy. No? Okay, no, then I just I only know one person. I know Joash. Because he always stay for my extra PT during circuit breaker. Joash, can you share with us what is war games?
War games is like what we play during camp. So either June camp or January camp. So you tie some clothes at one shirt at your arm, and then after that you attack your either the other platoon or your NCOs, and then you try to get that off of them, get the shirt off of them.
Yeah, so perhaps okay, thanks Joash. Maybe we can get whose name is near Joash. Maybe we get Jaden to share. Jaden got 2, right? I'll get both of you lah. Get both Jadens to share why you enjoy war games, and what's so fun about war games.
I think what I enjoy about war games is that your hierarchy doesn't matter because you can charge around and attack everyone else, regardless of who they are.
Okay. So that was Jaden Ang, right? Or is it Jaden Liu?
Jane Liu.
Oh, then Jaden, Mr. Jaden Ang, would you like to share what you like about war games? Or family friends are the biggest, okay.
What I enjoy about war games is that it's about same as Liu, but also that we have to really work together as a platoon to beat the other platoons. And from this you can like learn teamwork and communication skills. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the just to add, I think war games is a tradition in Hwa Chong St. John lah. Like for those of you who haven't heard of it, and it's basically just this thing that we play on the final night of every camp, and then we will all tie a shirt around our arm with a single reef knot, and then with a single like simple knot, and then you're supposed to pull it off the opponent, and it gets quite rough lah. So like I was sharing, when I was Sec 1, my DPC fell on and hit his face. His face planted the floor lah, basically holding pump like that. Then his tooth dropped out lah. So yeah, quite fun. I agree with them. A lot of aggression, a lot of camaraderie. Something that I think ultimately should be banned. But I mean, I enjoy it, so I'm not gonna ask for it to be banned. Okay, that's all I have for this section. I actually have one more activity prepared. Do I have time? Actually, I have time. Okay, let's just do a quick one for the last activity. One more thing, I have this guy called Penguin SG trying to enter the room. If anyone's friend is Penguin SG and don't know how to change his name, can just let us ask him to or her to let us know, or who the hell is Penguin SG? Okay, I'm going to send a link on the chat. You can access the link. Can access the link and go to this website, Padlet, and answer this very simple question. Oh, from HCI. Who is he? What's his name? So I can mark his attendance. Okay, anyway, back to the main topic. So we just do this last activity. Do you think you're a leader and why? So all I need you to do is go to padlet.com. The link is in the chat. Open the link and wow, that's a big no. Click the red button in the bottom right hand corner. And then all of you are anonymous. Fine. Can we just type your name so that I don't get a no and a yes like this? So just have your name and then yes or no. Then below type Y. Okay, so obviously I think I'm a leader. I'll do my response. Everyone will, and then just get each of you to key in, and maybe one or two of you to share, so that I think like I said, ultimately this is a leadership training course, so we would like to hear from you. And it also helps me lah, because I want to like get a sensing. So don't just say yes or no. Just share why. Why do you think you're not a leader, or why do you think you are a leader? You all too better go and fill in also. I'm gonna make you share, man. Why they keep telling me Padlet updated somewhere else? Yeah. Hey, I'm not saboing you, man. Okay, I see a lot of responses. So to split things up, I think let's get a few of the share first. I'm looking at this screen. I have no idea what call you're from or whatnot. Generally, when I look across, a lot of you are saying that you're not leaders because you are because you don't take initiative, because you all think you are indecisive. Yeah, those are the two big themes that I'm looking at. But there's also a group of you that says that everyone is leader in their own way. Everyone has some kind of leadership values that you embody in your own right. And okay, I like that. Maybe we can get Ifa from Choa Chu Kang to share. Why do you think it being indecisive makes you less of a leader or not a leader? Ifa, are you there?
Because like being indecisive, like I cannot think of a way to lead them, and like I will tend to mess things up and like lead the wrong way to my team, something like that.
So you think you're afraid of making the wrong decisions? Is that right? Is that one way of saying what you're trying to say? Sorry? Ifa, can you hear me? Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I think there's nothing wrong with being afraid of making decisions. I think all of us have this. I think even now I face a lot of difficulties trying to make decisions. I can be indecisive at times as well, and I'm sure Xing Hui and Cheng Rong will share this kind of sentiments with me, right? I'm not at the camera. Yeah. Okay. So, I think decision making. Yes, I agree with you. It's part of leadership, and as leaders, you need to make decisions. Sometimes decisions are not easy. Sometimes they are against what you hope for. But as a leader, you need to make the right decision. Along the way, I feel that it's indecisiveness is something that a lot of us will learn how to conquer, and a lot of us will learn how to live with it. I don't think it disappears. I don't think it goes away. Sometimes you ask me whether I want to do A or do B. I'll take a long time to ponder of it. And yeah, fundamentally, decision making is something that we will learn along the way. And I also like to share that decision making is also part of your outlook as a NCO. In order to because I mean ultimately as an NCO you will need to make decisions that will affect your juniors. So maybe now we can get Xing Hui to share what she has typed. I haven't seen the response yet. Oh, she hasn't typed because she was settling some attendance things. But yeah, Xing Hui, why don't you share?
Okay, so personally, like what Daryl sir mentioned, I think I'm a leader because of the values I embody. I don't know what your definition of leadership is, but I don't really like being authoritative or like whatever, like you say, like being confident speaker and all. But as much as I want to get things done, I prioritize the people I work with a lot more and the camaraderie formed in the process. Yeah. So to me, the people I work with, how I handle the people, is what make me feel like I'm there as a leader. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thanks. Yes, so the people part I think is important. Leadership is about managing people, but not only managing people, but influencing them in a very positive manner, so that you help them and they help you accomplish what needs to be done, right? and a lot of you talk about initiative also. Okay, so there are a lot of people who say that I don't take initiative. Is there anyone that wrote that you took that you are a leader because you take initiative? Or does anyone in the chat think that you are very good at taking initiative and I would like to volunteer because you want to show how good you are at taking initiative? Okay, there's no one that wrote that they have a lot of initiative, but I noticed Gabriel wrote that you can lead your squad well and you like to guide them along. So I'll take that as initiative. Gabriel, are you here? Why don't I see your name in the participants list? Oh, Gabriel or Daniel. Okay, never mind. You usually share already. I'm not going to make things difficult for you. Who else said that they are leader? Jun Yan. Sorry. Jun Yan, are you here?
Yes.
So I noticed that your response is everyone is leader in their own right, no matter what flaws one has. So would you like to share why do you have this kind of viewpoint?
So I believe that everyone can lead in their own way, no matter whether they're leading like the school, the corps, or the squad. Like everybody has the right to like take initiative and help one another out.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I agree with you. I also agree with what Xinghui has mentioned. I'll share with you my response. I think that okay, so we will explore this topic further next week when we go through leadership styles with Tony. I'm sure Tony has his own activities as well to help us understand this better. I'll share this Padlet with him so that he has some starting point. But at this point in time, I'd like to share that leadership is everywhere. I personally don't think I don't think I was a born leader. I think it was developed in me over time. I think leadership does not take visible actions, or rather, you don't do things to show that you're a leader, but rather, whatever you do shows that you're a leader. It's about your value and your attitude of how you face life and how you how you approach things. It's about the foundations of your behavior and the foundations of your actions. And I hope that this is something that you all will take away as you continue to grow and develop in St. John. Like I said, the negative part of the negative emotions that comes together with being a leader won't go away. Being indecisive is one thing. Being unsure of yourself, feeling the insecurity when you have to make difficult decisions is something that doesn't go away, but it's something that you learn how to manage, and something that you learn how to use and utilize and use it in a way that benefits you better. So maybe for myself, whenever I'm faced with hard decisions, it forces me to relook at the values that I hold close, and it forces me to understand why decisions are difficult for me. And from there on, I can trace why I value certain things over the other, and I get to review whether these things are really more important than they should be as compared to other matters, right? And part of all of this is reflection. So I think reflection is very important, and as a person, as a leader to be, or rather as a leader, you should constantly look back at yourself and think about what are the things that you think are important and what are the things that you hope to continuously review time over time. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, we will explore this topic deeper next week during the leadership styles lecture together with some of our seniors in ANCOC. Okay, so time now is 10:11. I overran by about 10 minutes, but that's fine. We are full of buffer time this morning. So like I said, I want all of you to take a physical break. So we will have a 15 minutes break as promised. 10:25 we'll start our next lesson. But before we start the lesson later, I have a task for all of you. In order to make sure they have a physical break. So everyone, I want you to go and look out of a window. I want you to observe what's outside of a window and later I'll pick a few of you to share what have you observed. So you can describe to me what you see, what you hear, what you smell, nothing to taste, or if you're eating something during the break, you can tell me what you ate. Okay. Most importantly, like I said, treat yourself well. Don't look at the screen. Okay. So I'll see you back at 10:25.